What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of 30NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Todd Howard says that we don't need to rush the next Fallout game. We didn't get that yesterday, so we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the 700,000 people are clicking on a banana on Steam to make money. Fantastic. And then we're also going to be having the conversation of the Nintendo Direct, which is coming up in just about 6 minutes. So we're going to watch that live on stream, have conversations about what the games are and whatnot. And then we'll talk about the other articles. That's what we're going to do today. We do have the banana clicking game, which is absolutely insane. So we'll talk about those three topics on today's show. If you like what we do here, we do cover news stories from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We bring up the articles, read them for the first time on stream, give you my thoughts and opinions on that. Those come out to breakout videos down the road, and then where people get mad at me because I give my opinion. So that's how it works. So what's going on, Eclipse? Good morning, Wonder Rose. Hater, what's going on? It's 826,000 now. Nice. Yeah, the banana clicking game. There's another article. Yeah, 858,915 concurrent players as of this morning. That's amazing. It's actually 858,000, almost 860,000. It's insanity, Eclipse. I want to talk about it, but at the same time, it's like Nintendo Direct is coming up, so we'll watch that. This will probably get this whole episode will probably be demonetized because of the Nintendo Direct. We usually don't watch the stuff like that, but I was like, screw it, I don't care. I don't care. It's insane to me that what people find what's interesting, right? Like there's 400,000 people playing like Helldivers, and that's the latest greatest game a couple months ago, or Pow World or whatnot. And now we're talking about people clicking a banana so they can get NFT type pictures so they can sell them on the web. You know what I mean? Like, what is happening to video games? It's amazing. Yeah, what's going on, Dolphin? What is happening to video games? Okay. We're ready for the countdown to a countdown, right? We got about 4 minutes before the Nintendo Direct starts, and then it'll be a countdown for the Nintendo Direct. Is this live? Are you early? No, this is not live or early. Oh, why is that picture small? What happened to this thing? What happened to this thing? If you're ever lost, if this is a live show, this picture above my head is what the topics are for today. So if you saw the thumbnail and then you see this thumbnail above me, it's that video. Lona was on a rant. I had to get out of there though. What was he ranted about? I love rants. You know we love rants here. Flip says, yeah, I thought it was weird. When the game came out, it had that many people remember posting it to the Discord. And then there was like 100,000 people playing the game. And then I was like, why is this game so big? Yeah, it's insane. Bro, the banana thing is what's wrong with gaming. Well, there's a lot of things wrong with gaming. Yeah, it's insane about all the stuff. No comment. No comment. Can't give me a topic, like what it was about. It's about is it about Xbox? Is it about PlayStation? Is it about Nintendo? Oh, all right. Well. Somebody said in one of my comments, And obviously, I don't think they watched the whole video, because if they did, they probably wouldn't have said the comment. They said that, why am I defending Bethesda for their $7 mission? I don't remember defending them. I do remember talking about microtransactions and how people are okay spending $10, $15 on a skin, but not okay of content. Now, that content is content, whatever that is. We played it last night. We don't think it's worth the $7. We said maybe worth $3, but the fact that someone thinks I'm defending the $7 microtransaction, pretty bold. Yeah, the Bethesda tax. Yeah. Like this is the, when you have a conversation with someone. What's going on, Jojo? When you have a conversation with someone, how was the mission? The mission was a mission. And what I mean by that, Dolphin, is that it's exactly the same type of mission that you already get in the game without paying $7. Okay? So we thought originally it was 7 minutes and 53 seconds because I put a timer on when we started the mission last night. We paid the $7 because they gave us the 10 free. So, okay. So we used the money they gave us to get the mission. We started playing the mission. I started the timer as I accepted the mission. As I accepted the mission, I fast traveled. I didn't walk to the ship or anything like that. I fast traveled to the destination, and then we started doing the destination. And when I killed the guy, okay, it was like around 7 minutes and 53 seconds. I was like, this is it? I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I started going off. And then all of a sudden, I was like, where's the sniper rifle? Where's the sniper rifle? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. It continued. So then we went from one location to the next location. We did that location. From that, we found something. Then we had a choice. Do we go here or here? I think one was Hope Industries, or the other one was Paradiso. And then, so in total, it was like 28 to 30 minutes. All right, here we go. We're not going full screen because I'm making this my own content. You know what I'm saying? It's about 30 minutes. All right, what's this style here that we got going on?
Huh? Luigi! Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit more, about why people are complaining about it. I like the art style of this. And here it is, another new Mario game. I would take a cartoon of this, like an animated series like this. Oh, for sure, I'm with you, Hater. Like, I don't really play a lot of these games, but my son would love this. This is another great looking Mario game. Out this year, Mario and Luigi Brothership, November 7th. Well, looks like that's a Christmas gift.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. That was the first new entry in the Mario and Luigi series in almost 9 years. Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Keep going back to that
Please
well.
look forward to a seafaring adventure that unfolds across mysterious islands, as well as evolved Bros moves with Mario and Luigi. Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
Bring the championships home or on the go. The thrill of the Nintendo World Championships is heading to the Nintendo Switch system. Take on over 150 speedrunning challenges from across 13 NES games, from lightning-fast feats to action-packed battles. Familiarize yourself with each challenge and perfect your timing. Then give it your best shot and aim for the top of the online leaderboards. You can also try more difficult legend challenges, like completing Super Mario Bros. In one go using warp pipes. Stuck on a legend challenge? Check out classified information for handy tips and tricks to help you improve. Put your skills to the test
Nintendo
in
power
survival
into
mode, where you'll race
the
against
game.
ghost data of players worldwide. After each round, half of the players will be eliminated. You've only got one shot to survive.
They've taken the World Championship and made it into a game.
NES Edition launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th. Pre-orders for the digital version are available now on Nintendo eShop. A deluxe set containing a physical version of the game and other bonus items is also available for pre-order. The final battle of Fairy Tail is about to begin. Relive the climactic Alvarez
Like the
Empire
speedrunning
arc
mode for
from the
classic
anime
games, and they
Fairy
show you
Tail
the
in this
Nintendo
action
Power
RPG.
diagrams to show you what's the best route.
Set in the vast kingdom of Fiore, Team Natsu prepares to finish their fight. Engage in real-time battles and unleash powerful attacks that fuse different kinds of magic based on who's in your party. Work together with your teammates to take down powerful enemies. Fairy Tail 2 launches on Nintendo Switch this winter. Embark on a multi-dimensional journey. From Final Fantasy series creator Hironobu Sakaguchi and composer Nobuo Uematsu comes the turn-based RPG Fantasian. The world is slowly being robbed of its civilization. To restore his memories, Leo must confront an evil entity threatening all mankind. Skills are the ticket to winning battles.
I don't play these type of games
Adjust the skill's
anymore.
trajectory to target multiple enemies at
I
once.
like action.
You can also send enemies you've encountered to a separate dimension and fight them later. The more enemies there are, the more you can wipe out in one shot.
Let them go!
Now,
Go on, water.
let us save the world together.
Fantasian Neo Dimension launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday. Another sport is coming to Spoko Square.
Uh-oh, they're adding basketball.
Basketball is
Come on,
being
Sid.
added as a free update to the Nintendo Switch sports game. Dribble, pass, and shoot. In 2-on-2 matches using motion controls.
Can I do this while I'm sitting on the couch? If so, sold.
Try out 3-point challenge solo and score as many baskets as you can within the time limit. Up to 4 players can also compete in 5-streak battle. Besides local play, you can team up with players worldwide in 2-on-2 online matches.
Well, it looks like I know what I'm doing. My son's gonna bring me into this.
This free update for Nintendo Switch Sports dunks its way onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
thought he ripped his head off for a second. Interesting art style for this as well. You know, I do like, I think from over the years, when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Most of us were kids. The platformers that we played, they were like good. But the platformers now,
It's an array of cartoon classics.
they've upped it to the next level, the way
Leap into
the
a new
art design
update
is and
for
stuff for
Disney
them.
Illusion Island. Monoth's greatest detective is solving a mystery, and only Mickey and friends can help. In the brand new adventure, Mystery in Monoth. Uncover hints and evidence scattered throughout the world. Then use the dashboard to crack each case. What big secret lies at the end? Start sleuthing, because this free update launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Yeah, just the graphics, the art
Island
direction for its art,
adventures
it just
await.
looks good. Much more visually popping, you know what I mean?
Customize your character. Then befriend Hello Kitty, Kuromi, and other familiar faces in this open world adventure.
Isn't this just Animal Crossing?
Team up with new pals to solve mysteries and restore Friendship Island when Hello Kitty Island Adventure
Wait a minute.
launches as a timed
Will those
console
characters
exclusive on the
precious
Nintendo
moments?
Switch system next year.
Those characters look like precious moments.
Let's get loony in this wacky sports game. Play as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and more across 4 arcade-style sports. Unleash the full power of Acme across iconic levels in up to 4-player local co-op. But watch out for falling anvils.
That's the one thing
Looney
Nintendo does
Tunes
very well.
Wacky World of Sports crashes onto
local
Nintendo
couch
Switch
co-op
this
stuff.
fall.
What's up, Doc?
I
That's
don't
all,
like the art
folks.
style here.
Let's see. Game on!
Emergency meeting. New crewmate and imposter roles are being added to Among Us. Alert others when eliminated as a noisemaker. Plant tracking devices on others as a tracker. Or turn invisible while taking out players as a phantom. Suss things out when this free update for Among Us sneaks onto Nintendo Switch later today.
Ooh, a shadow drop.
A monster army is at your command. This is Felicidad, a realm of monsters. Those who command and raise them are called Farmagia and play a vital role in the land's civilization. 10 of Farmagia must rise up against the oppressive Magus to stop his vicious reign of the underworld. Raise monsters and lead them into the fight against the Magus' army.
Amazing.
Plant seeds, then cultivate, and harvest them to make your buddies come to life. They can then be trained for battle.
It's like Nintendo takes
Give
the same
commands to your
5
monsters
things
and exploit
just
enemy weaknesses in
redoes 'em.
action-packed combat.
and everyone's like, amazing. It's crazy.
Merge all of the battle buddies in your party to call forth a giant fusion summon and wreak havoc on your foes.
Battle buddies.
Join the rebellion to stop the Magus in Farmagia, launching on Nintendo
Farmagia.
Switch November 1st. Donkey Kong Country Returns, originally released on the Wii system, is barreling onto Nintendo Switch in HD. The villainous Tiki Tak tribe has hypnotized the local wildlife and stolen Donkey Kong's precious banana hoard.
You see what I'm saying?
Obstacles in the way? Just stomp them, pound them, and roll on through. Each level is filled with hijinks, but they're no match for these top bananas. From manic minecarts
Why Nintendo wins.
to high-flying rocket barrels.
The kid that played the games at 5 is now playing the same games
And
at
even
10, which
hitching a
is
ride
playing the
on
same
Randy.
games at 15, which is playing the same games at
There
20,
are plenty of transportation
which is then
methods
giving it to their
available.
kids.
Pass a Joy-Con controller to a buddy for 2-player local co-op. 80 appealing levels are in store, including the additional levels from the Nintendo 3DS version. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD swings onto
Okay,
the
we have
Nintendo
time.
Switch system January 16th.
One of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong's jungle escapades returns in HD. Plenty of wild actions and antics are in store with these Kongs. Next, please take a look at this.
Nintendo's gonna make so much money whenever they announce the next Switch. I know it's not here, but just in general. Look, Dragon Quest III HD 2D
Journey
remake.
with allies to face the Archfiend on an epic adventure. Memorable encounters. Perplexing challenges.
Perplexing.
And formidable monsters await. An iconic RPG remade in HD 2D.
Exactly, Al Dente. Yeah, they make a game, they sell a game. Then they remake the same game and
Forge
sell it
your
more.
own path.
Exactly right.
The legacy begins. Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Coming to Nintendo Switch November 14th.
I think it's funny because Nintendo knows they have the nostalgia. I'm telling you, and we get that because this was the first system most majority of people played, right? A Nintendo system. There you go. Get all three.
任天堂ダイレクトをご覧の皆様、こんにちは、堀井雄二です。ドラゴンクエスト3の映像、いかがでしたか？ようやく発売日を発表できて、僕も嬉しく思います。そして今日、サプライズで発表したドラゴンクエスト
Like I am a
1&2 も
millionaire.
HD2D で
Relaunching
蘇ること
everything
が
so I can
決
become
定しました。
more millionaire.
時系列としては3が物語の始めとなっており、3、1、2の順番でプレイしてもらうとあっと驚く展開が待っています。ロト3部作となる3と1と2、どちらもぜひ楽しんでもらえたら嬉しいです。どうも堀井雄二でした。
Thank you, Mr. Hori. We hope you're excited to play the entire Erdrick trilogy,
I'm
now
excited.
in HD 2D.
I'm not. Maybe my son will. I
Let's
don't know.
continue with more headlines.
Let's have some fun, Co.
Uh-oh.
Say hello to Jaws? Wait, He-Man? Great Scott! Is that Marty McFly? The world of Funko is coming to life in this action-adventure mashup for the ages. Play with more than 60 characters as you explore locations based on
Funko
over
Pop
20
said,
iconic movies.
We gotta throw away
TV
Funko Pops in
shows,
real life.
and
Let's just
more.
put them in a video game and let's charge for them.
Use special skills and crafted
Genius.
gadgets to explore epic worlds, each with their own unique puzzles, hidden areas, and familiar foes. Dinosaurs from Jurassic World and Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. They're certainly not toying around. Unbox the universe. When Funko Fusion pops onto Nintendo Switch, September 13th.
This is just like Lego Universe and Disney
We've got a smorgasbord
Infinity,
of spooky,
but now with Funko.
silly, and strategic games. Ready for an adventure of ghoulish proportions? Summon your courage and explore multiple mansions.
Now, see,
Filled
that would
with
be
goofy
cool,
ghosts.
El Dente, if they did that. You buy a Funko
Tricky
Pop,
traps
and then you scan them into the
and
game.
other
That would be cool.
supernatural shenanigans. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. Meet the quirky little Dempa Man. Find him, catch him, and lead him on a joyful RPG adventure. Explore dungeons and battle monsters. Customize all sorts of outfits. Decorate your island however you'd like. And more.
This is Animal
Plus,
Crossing.
up to 4 players in local co-op can
shitty
team
meeple.
up to catch special Dempa Man.
Or, I'm
The
sorry,
new
Weeple.
Dempa Man is free to play and launches as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch July 22nd. Strategize
Metal
away
Slug?
in this tower defense installment of the Metal Slug series. Take control of your forces and pulverize enemy
Am I
strongholds.
7 years old again?
Choose from over 300 units with different abilities and build out your decks to win tactical tussles. You can also slug it out with other players in online battles. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded storms onto the Nintendo Switch system later today.
Oh, another shadow drop. Watch out.
Embark on an expedition of the damned in this eagerly awaited sequel to the gothic roguelike RPG. Board your stagecoach
Look at that,
and
Darkest
set
Dungeon
off
2 is
across
on
a decaying
Switch.
landscape to prevent an apocalypse. Fight off nightmarish fiends in turn-based combat. And upgrade your abilities after each deadly run. Darkest Dungeon 2 launches on Nintendo Switch July 15th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo
You don't have
eShop.
to pre-order. You don't have to pre-order.
More classic titles are on the way.
Don't need a pre-order.
Play Link's classic 16-bit adventure and team up online to explore randomized dungeons in the Legend
crazy
of Zelda,
part is
A
this is
Link to the Past 4
2002.
Swords.
Look how far we've come.
Experience the remake of Samus's first adventure in Metroid Zero Mission. Plus, coming to the new Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online Mature 17 Plus collection of games. Brave
Turok.
the dangerous lost land to stop the campaigners' nefarious schemes in Turok, Dinosaur Hunter.
Oh, man.
And infiltrate a corporation to end their alien conspiracy in Perfect Dark.
Look at the
Now
graphics
with
we had as
online
kids.
multiplayer.
We're
All
just young
4
adults.
games will be available
My
for Nintendo
God.
Switch Online Plus expansion pack members later today. Set sail to save the day.
Valiant.
This is Verona, a young woman with the ability to communicate with phantoms.
I will
take all of this, girl.
Join
Verona.
her on a journey to save her friend Ash. In this new installment in the Phantom Brave series. Take on tactical turn-based battles
Micah,
where you
Micah just
combine
gave
the
like,
phantoms
here's
you've
200
befriended
million.
with
Put that in
objects
there, would
in
you?
various ways. Combine phantoms with certain objects to maneuver them. Combine with a cannon to attack a large area. A fan to blow enemies around.
They know their clientele in the Switch, man.
Or combine with Marona herself for show-stopping abilities that can turn the tide of battle. Phantom Brave,
This-
the
this
Lost
game will go
Hero,
on and sell, like, 4
launches on
million
Nintendo
copies.
Switch next year. This one's gonna take you for a ride. 7 arcade games featuring Marvel and Capcom characters are fighting their way onto
hold
Nintendo
up now.
Switch as one
Marvel
collection.
versus Capcom.
Flash in X-Men versus Street Fighter. Duke it out in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes. Take down the Kingpin in the beat-em-up side-scroller The Punisher, and more.
All right. All right, you got me.
Hit up training mode to polish your
Okay,
fighting skills and combos.
you got me.
Select online mode to challenge rivals around the world. Or play co-op in The Punisher. You can also cross over to the museum to view artwork or listen to music from each game. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics launches on Nintendo Switch this year. The latest game in the Mario Party series
Mario
takes
Party.
place
This
on
game
an
has sold
enormous
something like
island
40 million
resort.
copies, 30
Get
or 40
ready
million
to
copies.
jump into the biggest selection of Mario Party minigames yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree. First, let's see some of the new boards where you'll compete to collect the most stars.
My
Take
family
the
doesn't play with me
escalators
anymore.
to travel between floors
these.
in Rainbow Galleria. Use in-game coins to get a star at half price when they're on flash sale. But act fast. Ride around and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway. With the new Turbo Dice item, you can move up to 40 spaces with a
Ooh.
lucky roll. Here on Goomba Lagoon, the ebb and flow of the tide can change your
I
path.
see myself playing this.
And things really
Because
get
my
mixed
son
up
and
when
my
the
wife,
volcano
we always
blows
have,
its top.
like, we play Nintendo
Along with
together.
5 new game boards, 2 boards from previous Mario Party games make their return. Some mini-games are action-packed challenges, speed trials, a battle of wits, and more. And some are controlled by gently shaking or tilting your Joy-Con controllers. With over 110 mini-games, there's a
come out
wide
soon?
variety to enjoy. Also, up to 20 players can go head-to-head online in the Coupathlon mode. Compete against your rivals and aim for first place. Try your best to come out on top.
This is just Fall Guys.
Wait, there are even more new modes? The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway when the Super Mario Party Jamboree game
October.
launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 17th.
That was the latest installment in the Mario Party series, Super Mario Party Jamboree. With new boards,
No, they're
Mini
pretty
game.
expensive. Switch games are pretty expensive.
20-player online gameplay, and more, get ready for the biggest Mario Party in series history.
Well, no, Travis.
Now, please
Fall
take a
Guys
look
got
at this.
like 100 people. Mario Party only had 4. Now they're adding 20. So what I'm saying is that's why I compared it to that. Excuse me. This is the 2D, 3D, remade, remastered. Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series. What you just saw was the latest installment, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. This time around, Link has vanished. Now it's up to Princess Zelda to step
Now
into
you're
the
Zelda.
protagonist role. You might be
It's
thinking,
actually a Zelda.
will Zelda fight with a sword then? Here, we wanted to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective. To explain more, please take a look at this video.
Stolen away. Across the vast lands of Hyrule, strange rifts have appeared and have taken many people, including Link.
I was thinking the same thing
Now
They
alone,
should have named it Link.
Zelda meets the fairy Tri, receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod, and sets off on a journey across Hyrule to save her kingdom. By waving the Tri-Rod at a table she found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called an echo. Once you learn an echo of something, you can recreate it whenever you'd like. Even if there's a wall blocking your path, you can create
it's
echoes of tables to get a leg up.
Less action and more puzzle
Just like
solving
that.
type of thing.
You can create wooden boxes, old beds, and unusual things like water blocks. How you use them separately or together is entirely up to you. Learn and create echoes of things you find while exploring Hyrule. You might be surprised at what you discover.
I find this...
Even battles will look different.
Okay.
You could pick up and throw a rock echo, for example.
So there's no...
That's not
no
all.
sword.
You can also create echoes of monsters. After doing so, they'll fight by your side. Monsters have different abilities, so choose the one you want to create based on the situation. Wisdom is key, after all. In a Hyrule without Link, the fate of the kingdom is now in Zelda's hands.
How was that? I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the Echo ability, which channels Princess Zelda's wisdom. There are a lot of echoes in this game. To be honest, I haven't counted them all yet. How you solve puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. In short, we've created a game where each player's experience will be different.
Sure.
The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom launches
I'm gonna do the
September
bed build.
26th.
I'm going to just play
A
just
Nintendo
beds.
Switch
Beds are
Lite
going to get me out of
system
everything.
inspired by the Legend of Zelda series will also be available at launch. We hope you're looking forward to playing as Zelda in this new adventure. Now, I'd like to return this moment I'd stolen away back to Mr. Takahashi.
Thank you, Mr. Aonuma. Please look forward to the newest entry in the Legend of Zelda series. Let's see a few more headlines.
All the stuff they're showing.
Let loose and party
Here it
on.
is. Let loose and party on.
You don't want to waste my time.
Demonetization.
Flip in the square. You better watch out, boy. This is how we live. You know I'm a fighter. My vibes take you higher. Head to toe, I'm designer. Get your hands in the air, but you just can't touch me now. Oh boy, we're not the ones to be messed with, 'cause we are on top of our game right now. We got the boss vibes all night. Them good times. Get your hands in the air, but you just can't touch me now.
A new LEGO adventure is on the horizon.
I see what you
It's
did
the
there.
world of Horizon in LEGO form. Join Machine Hunter Aloy on a quest to save the world from an ancient evil. Journey through lush landscapes. Dive deep into the cauldrons. Climb up onto tall necks and traverse other locations inspired by the original game. But be careful. Swarms of machines are lurking everywhere. Use an array of gadgets like blast boots and gravity bombs to hunt them down. From the nimble watchers...
Would it be funny that I play this before I play the actual Horizon game?
You might even come across the fearsome Thunderjaw. As you progress, you can help Aloy rebuild her home and customize her appearance with lots of outfits. Oh, and you don't have to explore this vast wilderness alone. Team up with familiar faces from the world of Horizon in 2-player local or online co-op. LEGO Horizon Adventures launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Mike, play Horizon. Man, I'm going to play LEGO Adventure Horizon. Or Horizon Adventures. What is this, Milo and Otis?
Experience a decaying cyber city through the eyes of a cat separated from their family and friends. Explore alongside a drone known as B-12 to find your way home. Carefully climb to the highest heights. Create new paths for yourself. And stealthily squeeze into tight spaces. Think like a cat to make your way through the city.
All right, think like a cat. So I'm just going to be an asshole the entire time.
Careful though.
Which is not
everyone
much
is
different than what I
excited
already
to have
am.
you slinking around, including hordes of hostile creatures ready to swarm. Keep exploring to venture into more areas of this unfamiliar world and make your way back to safety.
Ron says I can't wait for the dog version of Stray.
Finds its way onto Nintendo Switch this holiday. Welcome home, Hobbit.
Oh, here's that Hobbit game.
If you've ever wanted to live
This
like
is
a
what I've
hobbit
always
from the
wanted in a Lord of the Rings game.
Now, a leisurely existence.
I watched Lord of the Rings. I'm like,
nestled
man,
in an
I would
idyllic
love
corner of Middle-earth
a
can be
village
yours.
simulator.
Customize your appearance, decorate your home, and settle into life in the Shire. As a newcomer to the little haven of Bywater, you'll befriend your neighbors, work together to solve problems, and even share a meal. Or 3. Explore, garden, fish, forage, and cook. The best way to build a Hobbit community is by hosting a dinner party with your homemade dishes.
Of course it is.
Plus, you can trade with your neighbors for unique decorations or special ingredients for even tastier meals. Friendly hobbits and familiar faces await your arrival when Tales of the Shire launches on the Nintendo Switch
Lord of the
system
Rings
this
game.
holiday.
No, it's not.
Investigate, interrogate, checkmate.
Objection!
2 Ace Attorney spin-off games, including a sequel that was previously unreleased outside of Japan, are coming to Nintendo Switch as one collection. As the prolific prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, take the case out of the courtroom and investigate crime scenes. Gather information by interviewing people and inspecting evidence. Then use the power
Tales of the Shire,
logic
Game of the Year.
to solve challenging
Game
cases.
of the Year.
Enjoy all new hands-on
I'm surprised they didn't
character
put that
visuals
exclusively
from the
on
original
Amazon.
Series character designer, or swap to the original sprites.
No,
for
we've
a
just
more
been watching
classic
this
look.
house.
Take a break from your investigation to explore the gallery, where you'll find character art, music, including orchestral arrangements, and more. Past and present collide as you uncover the truth at any cost. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection launches on Nintendo Switch September 6th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
You don't have to pre-order. They're not going to run out of the Attorney game.
昨日と変わらない普通の一日いつもの街いつもの光景毎日それが続くなんだよこれなんなんだよあくそ
Oh, man.
After a devastating attack by unknown assailants, Takumi Samino's life gets turned upside down. A mysterious school mascot suddenly appears, While Takumi manages to get out of harm's way, he's then forced to enroll at the Last Defense Academy, along with 15 other students.
We're the adults.
Their mission is to defend the school from hostile student enemies for 100 days. An academy shrouded in secrecy. And the unavoidable loss of allies. Can Takumi survive this 100-day trial, colored by extreme and despair?
The world's coming to an
return
end.
to his
And we
normal
need
life? The
kids to
creators
defend
of
us.
Danganronpa present the 100-line Last Defense Academy, launching on Nintendo Switch early next year. Embark on a saga spanning generations.
Teenagers with
A full
attitude.
remake of Romancing Saga 2 is marching
A lot
onto
of stuff,
Nintendo
man.
Switch.
Rex got a lot.
Rule and expand the Empire of Beren across multiple generations, while challenging the legendary 7 heroes who have turned to darkness. In combat, use returning Saga features like glimmers to learn skills, and formations to
They
enhance
love
abilities.
turn-based.
Turn-based battles have also
They
evolved
love
into
turn-based.
timeline battles, where the action order is key.
Nintendo, they
Innovative
should just change
features
the title of
like
Nintendo
United
to
Attack can
turn-based
also help with strategy.
gaming system.
How will you expand your empire? And in which order will you fight the 7 heroes? Every decision you make will dramatically alter the course of the story.
TV consoles.
Safeguard your empire's future and protect your legacy from peril. Otherwise, the vengeful 7 heroes may emerge victorious. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the 7 launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th.
We hope you're excited to experience the full remake of
Super
Romancing Saga
excited.
2. That's almost everything for today's Nintendo Direct.
The turn-based. That's right.
Next will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
The old hardware is limiting. Are you saying they only make turn-based because it's limiting for the console? No, they've always made turn-based games. Oh shit! Is this Metroid Prime 4? So they've turned Metroid into Halo. Got it. I would say this is going to sell millions, but we looked up Metroid yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was. And that top-selling Metroid game of all time is only 3 million copies. The whole franchise has only sold 21 million.
That was a first look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. After a very long time, we are finally able to share more information about this title. Release is planned for 2025, so please wait a little bit longer. We hope you're looking forward to Samus Aran's new adventure. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
They started off They started off strong and they ended strong, right? They had the new Nintendo Mario Luigi Brotherhood ship, right? And then they ended with the Mario one. They started off pretty good. I thought it was a good show overall, right? I know it's not for me. I know it's not my type of gaming system anymore, but there's a couple things on there that I was interested in that I would play. Only because, my son would be interested in it, and he would, probably the Mario Luigi one, the Mario Party stuff, the Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 remake stuff like that. I don't know about the Metroid one, though. I haven't played a Metroid game in such a long time. Yeah, it was a good show overall. Lots of turn-based games. And I don't know if that's what you were saying. If you were saying, Champagne, that they were lots of turn-based because of limited to the system, Nintendo's always been turn-based. I'm not really into it anymore, Travis. I love the original Metroid and stuff like that. It's awesome when I was a kid. Turn-based is better than action? No, see, I like action more now. Why is the Marvel collection only coming to Switch? Should be everywhere. Probably paid money for it. Or just like Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, they didn't, like Xbox and PlayStation didn't want to pay for it, right? So they moved over to Xbox, or I'm sorry, Nintendo. They know their clientele, man. They know their clientele. They know their clientele loves the turn-based. They love those farm sim type of things. They love their Pokemon type of games. Ron says, Xbox is your first-person games, PlayStation's your third-person games, and Switch is your turn-based. Yeah, actually not... It's a good joke, and at the same time, I think it's pretty truthful. Yeah, but I don't like those farm games, Travis, that are like the like Animal Crossing was fun when we played it, right? Bought it for my my son and my wife loved to play it. I played it, enjoyed it, but I fell off real fast with that type of stuff. Like the cutesy farm stuff, I like if you're playing like Ark, or if it's like New World or something, you have to collect things and it's farming, that type of stuff. I don't like the go farm this and collect this and add that to your village, like the Lord of the Rings game. No, sir. I did watch it. Yeah, I watched the entire interview with Matty Plays. All right. We were talking before the Nintendo Direct. You guys brought up about the... I don't know if it goes back that far. Let's see, 7... Oh, why are people complaining about Bethesda and like Starfield and because it was a 30-minute... I think it's a slippery slope, right? Now, obviously, people look at me, and when they look at my video, they think I'm defending Starfield because I said that $7 content. Thank you very much for the gifted membership. Appreciate that. They think I'm defending Starfield for charging $7, and that's not what I'm defending against. What I'm defending against is that I don't like microtransactions. I don't give a shit if the game is free to play, pay, whatever. Okay? When you charge $10 for a skin, whatever that is, if it's in a paid game, in a free-to-play game, it does not make it correct, okay? When you're charging $10 for a skin or $15 for a skin or $80 for that monkey glove in Call of Duty, that's a fundamental problem in the gaming sphere. Now, when Bethesda comes out and charges $7 for a content, which comes with, if you want to call them skins, it comes with a gun, it comes with 2 skins, it comes with an actual mission. Yes, $7. If you look at it as $7, the game costs $70. They have hundreds of hours of stuff in there, but the $7 for one mission, that's outrageous because they're charging for the outrageous for that one mission. Okay. Now the mission was lasted for 30 minutes. I said last night after I paid it and played it, I said, do not buy this. Okay. Do not buy this. I said at max $3. Okay. $3. But you still get the, at the end of the mission, you get the jacket, the outfit, and then you get the sniper rifle, and the sniper rifle is pretty cool. Okay, but if someone's comparing and saying I'm defending Starfield, like, you are paying $15 for a skin, and all I'm saying is that at least they put content in the story. Now the content is small and it's not worth it in my opinion, but value to each of their own. Okay, like if you paid $70 and you took the same math of, well, $7 equates to 30 minutes, then that's $14 an hour. Or if it's $14 an hour, then you're only playing for 7 hours, 6 hours, right? But that's not how it works out. But I've always said I would rather pay for content than paying for a skin. Now, this is bare bones content. Bare bones. We're talking very little dialogue, very little places. They didn't handcraft anything. It's just a mission that's out there that you could go anywhere else to do in the game without buying that one. So I wouldn't buy the $7 thing. But for someone to think that I'm defending Starfield or Bethesda because they're charging $7, it's absurd. You know me. I don't even like buying microtransactions. I think all microtransactions are scummy in a way. But at the same time, if you're going to pay a microtransaction, know what you're getting for value. Here's where my question comes. Aren't the community creations always things that already exist in the game? No. So there's things that are people that are making from scratch inside the creation kit that are verified, or people that are making money off that. They have to apply to get into the program, and then they make it. They're verified. They make content. You could pay them as well, right? And they split the pot with Starfield, right? Going into it, okay. They get picked. They submit themselves. They know what they're getting into. They're doing it on the side job or whatever. Okay. Getting upset with Bethesda letting people into the program and then letting them charge stuff, and then they have to share profit with Bethesda, like they take a percentage or whatever it is like people getting upset with YouTube because they take a percentage of everything that, like, that gifted membership, right? 30% goes to YouTube. The same thing, right? YouTube, Google gives me a platform where I can have a show, a content, and they take little bits and pieces of every membership, every super chat, everything, right? I make the content. There's no difference between what I'm doing right now and what the person's doing on Bethesda's Creation Club or Creation Kit, where they're creating stuff, putting it up on the actual site, and then they pay a percentage of whatever they charge, right? That's how. Now everyone's like, well, they're just taking stuff out of the game and putting it in, and it's bad, but you don't have to buy it. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to touch the Creation Club. And inside the Creation Club, there's tons and tons of content in there, okay? If it's skin related, if it's fixes, if it's actual content that someone created and put into the game for free. Water Bear says $7 for all of that, and people bitch, but would drop that for Diablo 4 skin in a minute. Right, Water. And my whole point is, if you're paying $10 for a skin, how can you complain for $7 when you're getting 2 skins, a gun, and some content, like actual story in the game? I'm not saying that's better than this, but what I'm saying is, how can you be mad at this when you're doing this? Right? Skins are super expensive and cost the devs next to nothing to resources. Nintendo blows me away. Yeah, Nintendo had a good show. Stray Cat game coming into Switch. Legend of Zelda Echoes is coming September to Switch. The Echoes game, it was a little weird to me, right? Like, you're fighting with Zelda, which the game now is actually Zelda, and you're fighting with echoes of like beds and different things. I get it's a puzzle game. It's not an action game where she's using swords and stuff. It's interesting. Seems interesting. Sarge says, testing the waters to see what you would buy. This is why they gave you free currency. They wanted you to see if you were okay with $10 for that mission. Well, I think what it is, Sarge, is that they didn't give everyone free currency. Obviously, people had to buy. That if you didn't buy the premium, you would have to purchase the currency. But I think, obviously, they are testing it. But it is funny because if you pay $10 on Steam or in their store over there, Steam takes a cut of that, right? And what you have left over is enough money so where you could purchase the actual product itself, right? So if you buy 10, you pay 10, but Steam takes their percentage, and then you have the currency inside the game, and then you spend that within the game itself. Because if the asset of the game already exists in the mission, it should be free. In what way, though? So you're saying the Unreal Engine, right? The Unreal Engine, the assets already exist in the store. So if I use the assets in the store and then make a story behind that and then put some content and change the characterization of the character and put a gun and make my own thing with their engine, I should make it free because the assets are already there? Is that what you're saying, Travis? You're saying nobody that has assets is ever allowed to charge for anything. Is that what you're saying? I think it is Starfield tax. No matter what the Starfield does, people will always hate it. For sure, there is a little bit of that. I think it's optics. It feels like it's cut content. But when can they, Horseman, at what point can Starfield start charging for stuff on the outside? Minus the Shattered Space DLC. How far along since the game came out are they allowed to charge something? Are they ever allowed to charge something? Or no, because it always feels like it's the optics, it always feels like they cut the content. What's going on, Argus? So all the Spider-Man 2 DLC should be free because it's going to Carnage and Venom is already in the game. Right. That's actually, I was going to go there, Eclipse. I was actually going to go there. Too close to Shattered Space, I mean. So if they have content that's paid for afterwards, so they're never allowed to put content. Okay, so I guess my next question, Horseman, is what is the gap? Right? And I'm not asking like you specifically. I'm asking you because you're asking the question, but what is the gap? So the game comes out, how many weeks after before they can charge, and how many weeks before can they charge before the next paid DLC comes out? You see what I'm saying? I'm saying if it doesn't add anything new, then it shouldn't be charged in the game. If they added something, even in minuscule story, for example, that's fine, but it's not all of this exists. Well, then by your definition, at what you just said there, then it's fine because it was a story mission where you're going after a criminal. His name is Vulture, and he was trying to take out one of the other characters in the game, and you were trying to stop him because he's an assassination, right? So that's story. Regardless of how much story it was added content to the game, so no problem then. the game, but we just changed the coloring of this suit, so $7, please. That's not what they did. They give you an actual gun. They give you two different outfits, and there's an actual content for story. Sarge says, stop trying to charge me for pieces of the sandwich and just make the damn sandwich. But they did make the sandwich. The sandwich is out, right? Now they're making different content after the fact. You don't have to pay. It's all optional. You don't have to pay for it. Yeah, I'm not okay with the $7 because of the time, the amount of time. $7 for 30 minutes. I was like, ugh. I still think it's a slippery slope to go down, right? But again, they added content to the game where other games, free or paid, don't add content. They just pay for skins, right? Everything that came into Suicide Squad is skins, which doesn't add any content. That's paid for. Marvel's Avengers added a whole bunch of skins from a paid game. That's not content. I don't know, but if they had waited a bit, people would have been bitching. It would have just been another thing in the creation store. Well, people are against the creation store in general. They just don't like the creation store. There's people that hate the creation store, and there's people that hate that they're charging for what they're charging for. And then they hate that they're taking money away from modders that are verified. Which I don't get that part, because the people that are making content for Bethesda are people that wanted to make content. They're like, yeah, I like making mods, and they put themselves in there, right? People are upset because they're like, why don't they give them a job? I would assume there's more things behind the scenes going, well, we can't hire them, but they can work on our game and they're passionate about working on the game, so let's give them an outlet to work on the game, right? It's not like they're forcing them to do it. They're giving an option. They're like, hey, we have this thing. You're a good modder. You build good mods. Do you want to make money? We can't hire you, right? We can't hire you, but you can make stuff and you can charge for what you want. They're like, cool. Right? Why doesn't YouTube hire me? Right? Why doesn't YouTube give me a job? YouTube's not forcing me to do this. Right? I'm doing this because I like doing this. Does the $7 go to Bethesda or the modder? The particular mission was a Bethesda mission, so that goes to Bethesda. The modder mission, the $5, I would assume whatever percentage goes for that modder that was charging $5. I don't know what percentage goes to Bethesda, but majority of the money, just like the majority of the money when someone gives me a super chat, does a membership, majority of the money goes to me, where the other percentage goes to the company. There's no difference. Or the $10 because you can't get $7 credit. You can get $5 credit, but if you want to buy the Bethesda one, it costs $7, so you would have to get the $10. But if you wanted to get the $5 non-Bethesda one, but it's the verified guy, then you could pay $5 and get the $5 one. According to Sweden, all content of any other type of media should be free. So take that. Okay. Is Bethesda located in Sweden? That's another thing about waiting, right? So like we talked about it earlier, where like 2 days ago, or last week actually, where if they took the Tracker Alliance mission, the first one in the game is free in the game. They added another mission to the game, and they said they're going to add free and paid down the line. At the end of this, let's say a year from now, there is 10 Tracker Alliance missions. 5 for free, 5 were paid. 5 were $7 a piece. 5 were free, and they're in the game. 10 total. You wait to the end of the year, and they're like, "Hey, Tracker Alliance mission," and now they just charge you $30, or it's half off for $15, and there's 10 missions in there. Right now, they've done exactly what Sarge is asking. Right? Don't meal piece me a sandwich. Just sell me the sandwich. Well, now they have 10 Tracker Alliance missions, and they charge a bundle of $15 for the thing. Then that's DLC, right? Now, we don't know if they're doing that, but that's what it is. I already said it last night. Don't buy the $7 DLC. It's not worth $7. Okay. If you want to pay, wait till it goes on sale. They will lower the price 100%. Todd Howard even said it in an interview. We'll see how the pricing structure is, and then we'll go from there. If nobody buys it, okay, then they'll lower the price because it's too expensive. They do it real fast inside of Fallout 76. When a price comes to the Atom shop inside Fallout 76, and no one buys it, obviously people buy it, but if not enough people buy it, they lower that shit within like 2 weeks, then it goes on sale. And they give it a dramatic sale, right? Because it's an arbitrary number that they're putting out there. They're like, yeah, it was $10, and now we're giving it for $3, and you're like, oh, okay, right? Or even better, wait till the Uncharted Space Edition. It comes out, and the mods include another $50, like Skyrim Anniversary did. Right. And then here's the thing. You don't have to purchase anything from the Creation Club. You don't have to do any of that stuff. There's 97% of the stuff. Honestly, I think there's like 7 things that are priced on the actual Creation Club as of right now. And everything else, and they update it every single day, is free. Made by modders that are just modding the thing. Right? And you don't have to purchase any of it. I have 37 mods on my game right now. $0. When even digital cosmetic items have to be participated in going on sale prices. What world do we even live in? Right. All I'm saying is, from the very start last week when it got brought up, I don't like microtransactions, right? And people that buy the skins, if you buy the skins and you enjoy the skins, cool. But if those people are complaining, again, I don't know if they are, I'm just saying, the people that buy skins and microtransactions, are those the people complaining about the $7 cosmetic skin? Are the people that are not playing Starfield complaining about the $7 mission? Okay? Are the people that are playing Starfield that know better, that are they complaining about the Starfield mission, right? Who are these people that are complaining? Are the people that are not playing the game complaining? Are the people playing the game complaining? Are the people, you know what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Or was it just an article because something came up and everyone's like, oh, this is a problem, right? It is a slippery slope because you are meal piecing missions, okay? But at the same time, if you're playing the game, you've enjoyed the game. You have your time in the game. And if those people are just playing the game, they know that they don't have to buy this. So I don't think it's a problem to those people. If I wasn't a content creator, I wouldn't cover it. And I wouldn't even buy it. I wouldn't have purchased the $7 to show you if it was worth $7. I would have just not bought it because I'm like, I don't like buying microtransactions. Is tipping a waiter considered a microtransaction? No. If the waiter does a service by taking your order and bringing you the food and refilling your drinks, that's what they get paid for. And that's what right? If you enjoyed your experience, you give them a tip. let's go with, well, since we're talking about Bethesda, let's go with the first story. All right. Go with the first story. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just got done watching the Nintendo Direct, so this is our first story around 11 o'clock here. I read the article for the very first time on stream, give you my thoughts and opinions, and then we do a breakout video afterwards. If you like this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Todd Howard, we don't need to rush the next Fallout game, he says. Todd Howard arguably faced Bethesda's game studios recently sat down with spoke and length at the Fallout franchise, both the future and present of the series and the ecosystem. As you may imagine, some of the first questions that come up with regarding the next steps in the series. The next Fallout game, however, Howard answers wasn't necessarily one that would fill the Fallout fans worldwide with hope if anything comes anytime soon. All right, so Fallout has never been more popular as it is right now. In an hour-long interview with YouTuber Mr. Matty Plays, Todd Howard took a deep dive into things Bethesda Game Studios touching on Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and Starfield. He revealed that quite a bit about the franchises under his belt, and such as suggesting that the plans to deploy premium expansions in Starfield at least once a year moving forward. Okay, which I think is good. Like the Shattered Space, if that's $30, and we don't know what the time frame of how much game time is in there, but you know, they're handcrafting content and putting DLC out there. He talks about it in the interview when I listened to it. He says making content like Far Harbor, right, in the Fallout series. Okay, so it says the most interesting portion of the conversation for some anyway was when Todd addressed the next Fallout game. He acknowledged that Fallout has never been more popular than it is right now, and that is mostly thanks to the success of the Amazon's Fallout TV show. He appreciated that millions of players have found their way into the ecosystem in recent months, but also still doesn't believe that they need to move quickly and deploy a new Fallout game to answer the hype. I've said this a couple weeks ago. I said Fallout 76 is that answer, right? Fallout 76 is the netting that catches people that are coming to play, right? So you watch the television show of Fallout, you maybe played Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, you played all these other things, you're still jonesing for some more Fallout, and they're like, oh, well, we have Fallout 76, and Fallout 76 is that netting that will catch people if people are tired playing the single-player games. Fallout 76 is being, they just had their update last week, is going to be considered. He even talks about it. It's going to go moving forward the next 5 years, 10 years with Fallout 76. It's a very popular game for them. It does very well for them. So this is what they're going to. He says, quote, for all the Fallout games in the future, obviously I can't talk about these right now, but I would say sort of rushing through them. We need to get stuff out, and it's different than we're doing in 76. You know, we don't feel like we need to rush at any of that. Right now, Fallout TV show feels certain niche in terms of franchise and storytelling, and totally getting the desire of the new kind of mainline single-player games. But those things take time. Don't think that it's bad for people to miss things as well. And we also just want to get it right and make sure that everything is doing the franchise, whether it's Elder Scrolls or Fallout or Starfield. Those become meaningful moments to everybody who loves these franchises and much as we do. Okay, and I've said this before. A couple months ago when we were talking about Bethesda is one of the few companies that has like massive IP after massive IP. Excuse me. Right? They have Skyrim, which is a huge IP for them, right? They have Fallout, which is a huge IP for them. And now they have their brand new one of Starfield, which is another big IP for them. Okay. If you like it or not, doesn't matter. There's 14 million people that says that he said in the interview, 14 million people, if that's bought it, played it, whatever, that's 14 million people that have tried it in some way, shape, or form. So 3 big, huge franchises, and Elder Scrolls Online, even though it's made by ZeniMax, okay, is that netting to catch the people that want to go play more Skyrim, that can't play Skyrim single-player type of game, right? Fallout 76 is that netting that catches the people that want to play more Fallout but don't want to play the single-player games. It's there. Starfield is a brand new IP, and this is their, there is no netting for this yet. Starfield is a brand new IP, and because of 1,000 Planets, because of the modders, in my opinion, the Creation Kit or Creation Club is the netting to get people to keep coming back or catching the people that are like, well, I'm kind of done with Starfield. Oh, a new mod came in. Let me see what that is. And they put it back in, and that's the netting right now. I do believe, I've said this in the past as well, that Starfield will have some sort of co-op, or if it do something like Fallout 76, where it's a smaller servers, but you can play with people inside the Starfield universe. No Man's Sky was solo in the beginning, and then they changed it to where you can play with your friends. I can see something like that happening in the future with Starfield, but we'll see. It says Fallout is a legendary post-apocalyptic series, which also more than 25 years in the market, and a more ambitious MMORPG to deserve a ray of first. Now, the third-person action RPG title, the franchise has dominated the category and then spearheaded for so long that fans are hungry for yet another single-player story. But it seems that they'll need to wait several years for this to surface. It might already been in 9 years since the last single-player game appeared in the series, but there's plenty of Bethesda studios to working on right now and takes precedence over the Fallout. So, again, they have a lot of things in the pipeline working, and even though we're jonesing for yet another single-player Fallout, they have that safety nets there. They have the Elder Scrolls Online, like I said. They have the Fallout 76. And you go back and play those old games. There's still people playing Skyrim, right? There's still people playing Morrowind and Oblivion because that's what they like and they want to go back. There's fans out there that are redoing Fallout 1 or Fallout 2. There's people making Fallout Miami or Fallout London. There's a whole bunch of modders out there that are making it because they don't want to wait. They want to make other single-player games that people can enjoy, and that's there for you. Now, Bethesda's not there for you for the single-player aspect, but the modding community is out there to help you with your single-player itch that you need for a Fallout series. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think this is smart on Todd's part for taking their time? Do you think they should rush out the next one as fast as possible so then people can say, well, they rushed it and it's a bad game? Let me know in the comment section down below. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours. Please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member. And if you like what we do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. Rush the next Fallout game, and we just update 76 another 50,000 times. Of course, they don't need to rush the next Fallout game. They have 76, right? They have that net. Just use Lego Fallout. You know, I guarantee you they could do that. They could make a Fallout Lego game, Ron, and I think people would love it. Honestly. Argus says, better question. When you go through Starbucks drive-thru and order, when you go to pay the first hand and the touchpad and they ask you if you want to tip the drive-thru window, should you tip at that scenario? That's up to you. I don't tip, right? If I walk up to a counter and order my food, and then at the end of that thing, it asks if I should tip, no. If I sit down at a table at a restaurant, where I come in, someone greets me, someone sits me down, someone gives me my drinks, someone brings me my food, someone cleans up after us, 100% I tip, okay? But if it's a Chipotle, Starbucks, anything like that, I do not tip because they're not doing anything above and beyond what their job that they're getting paid for to do. Unless I feel really, really like generous that day, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll tip them. What exactly handcrafted DLC meant isn't all for handcrafted? Does this mean that they're using all the new assets for the new DLC? What that means is it's not procedurally generated, Water. Everything that they're doing handcrafted is on one planet. They're making all of the stuff. So for instance, the major cities inside of Starfield are all handcrafted. They're not procedurally generated. Let's see. Skipped a big chunk. I missed what you guys are saying. That's through the drive-thru. Elder Scrolls 6 is before Fallout 5. Just sit for happy asses down. Water says 30. I say if it's good, take your time and cook. Forget what others are saying, because if it's rushed, it's bad, then I guess it will say... Right. That's exactly what they'll do. Travis says, it doesn't matter. I put 300 hours in it. Still call it a bad game. Yeah, Elder Scrolls was announced before Fallout 5. Why is this a question? Well, it's been 6 years since they first announced Elder Scrolls 6, right? And Todd Howard was like, man, has it been 6 years? I can't believe it's been 6 years. But at the same time, because of the TV show, they're like, you gotta fast track this. You gotta put this ahead. I tip sometimes when I get takeout just because I want to tip the cooks. Well, and which is fine. A tip is like a bonus, right? Eclipse, like for the holidays, like a bonus is like you worked hard all season or all year, your boss gives you a tip. It's not guaranteed, but it's really nice if you get one, right? Because the price of the service they provide is already included in the product. Then it goes up. Just receive that product. Tipping is for good service. My tip is based on quality of service. Dolphin says, Subway always asks for a tip. And I'm like, no. You just did your job. Give you extra shit, maybe. Right? It's not a question they need to write the story. Everyone is a goldfish brain. No tip for drive-through and pickup, but sometimes pickup. Tipping culture is out of control. Waitresses could get minimum wage. I didn't know this, okay, but I haven't been in the server industry for a long time. I thought that minimum wage was minimum wage, and then servers always got like half of minimum wage, right? And then that's why they worked on tips. At my cafe that I go to all the time, I was having a conversation with them, and they told me that they get paid like almost $10 an hour plus tips, right? And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, and then next year it goes up because in Florida, our governor raised it. So, or is it a nation thing? But it goes from 9 this year, then 10 next year, then like 11 for the next, up to a certain point, and then they renegotiate. And I'm like, holy Christ, you make $10 an hour plus tips? I was like, I remember when I made like minimum wage was like $5, and I was making like $1.68 or something like that plus tips. Right? And that's crazy to me. Most places aren't like that. Well, right. Well, which is funny part is, crowded, McDonald's in California, right? They raised the minimum wage where they're making, what, $25 an hour at McDonald's? And then yet 10,000 people lost their jobs. Surprise! Surprise! Right? 10,000 people lost their jobs because of minimum wage went up, and then other people's hours got cut. No shit. Right? Everyone wants to make more money, but they, how do you think they're going to get rid of, how do you think Paul gets paid? Right? Susie's got to lose her job so Paul can get more money. Then it comes down to who's making more money until they can replace all of you. And still record profits either way, right? It's absolutely insane. So insane. We go to our next story because this is fucking insane. Okay, this article, okay, is from June 16th, which is 2 days ago, and it's already out of, right? It's already out. Wrong information. That right there is wrong. There's almost 200,000 more people clicking on bananas now. Okay. So our next story, and we have two stories of it. We have two stories. So we're gonna go from one to the other. All right, our second story here is about a banana. Clicking bananas. Okay, if you like what we do here, we read articles and then have conversations about them. 700,000 people are clicking on a banana on Steam to make money. People are worried about $7 content in Starfield in a thing you don't have to purchase. People are buying $80 monkey gloves. That's okay. People are buying $500 skins in League of Legends, even though they're revolting against it. Okay, and yet people are clicking on 700,000 people, or 800, almost 900,000 people are clicking on a banana in Steam. Okay, let's read about this. If you like what I do here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. Okay, Okay, so one of the strangest titles I've ever written, as this person says from Inside Gamer, is of long time, but this is the way the world is. In recent days, a bizarre game on Steam has snowballed in popularity. Banana, the premise of this game, is that players click on a banana until they earn new bananas. Okay, that's it. That's it. And I want to put this out there. I'm not covering the story, so you guys go, oh, I got to go download this. Stop. Do not click on the banana. Okay. Do not download this game and click the banana. Okay. I know you're going to do it. Don't push the red button. People are going to go push the red button. Users will periodically earn a random banana skin. It says, and that's clever, and various rarities in which that you can then turn a profit selling them in Steam's marketplace to other users. Okay. The problem is the developer has recognized, the vast majority of the 700,000 peak players recorded on bananas are bots. With this game using less than 1% of the computer's resources, people are setting up thousands of fake profiles to run the clicking base game in hope to secure selling a rare banana skin, which is quickly growing in value. Okay, to secure the skins, the most expensive banana skin to be sold in the marketplace have reached more than $1,000, which is why users with the armies of bots accounts are getting involved. In an interview with Polygon, the game developer admitted that the legal infinity money glitch, and the teams are also pondering how long it will take before Valve steps in to shut the game down. The original gameplay loop was open banana, click on screen banana, earn drops, that's it. In an interview, the developer confirmed that when the player count was 141,000, only a third of the players were real. The rest were bots. And while those were users are selling the banana skins are single-digit cents, some of them have hundreds, if not thousands of dollars through Banana, are also developers pushing a community engagement aspect of the game, stressing that the users are contributing to the designs and the pot, which is indefinitely increasing the number of banana skins available to unlock. Okay, so let's go to the other article, which is from IGN. And Banana Clicking Game, Banana now has 11th most popular game of all time on Steam. Okay, all time. Okay, so Banana Clicking Game is certified Steam hit, immensely a colossal 858,915 concurrent players on the platform, become the 11th most popular game of all time. Okay, which are bots. Okay, data from the players tracking website SteamDB. Let's click on this for a second. Let's see if we actually have the banana. Oh wait, that's not the banana one. We'll have to look up the banana one. Okay, overtake the likes of Apex Legends, Valheim, Terraria, Fallout 4, Helldivers 2, and so many more in the Enter's upcoming echelon of the Steam royalty. Now, Banana is a clicking game in which you can click the banana and reads the official synopsis of the game, random bananas. Okay, and very positive rating on Steam. 88% of players recommend it. You're all a bunch of fools. Okay, 88% click on this game and say it's worth it. So I'm so confused. Okay, the huge player count puts Banana a tad short of the top 10 list itself for true heavyweights, but Baldur's Gate 3, which holds the 10th spot, has peak concurrent players of 875,343, a mere 16,000 players above Banana. So the Banana will overtake Baldur's Gate 3, just to put it in perspective for you. Okay, PUBG Battlegrounds holds the top spot of eye-watering 3.2 million concurrent players. Palworld comes in next at 2.1 million. Counter-Strike is third at 1.8. Lost Ark, Dota, and Cyberpunk 2077, Elden Ring, New World, Hogwarts Legacy, and finally Baldur's Gate 3 all follow the Banana holding the 11th spot. Okay? Banana is a clicker game in which you click a banana and get random bananas every 3 hours and grow your collection. You have to sit there, obviously I hope you don't sit there for fucking 3 hours clicking a fucking banana. And you put a macro there, but that's the problem. Most of these skins are near worthless in terms of real-world money estimates, the fraction of cents, but some rare ones, like the sad hamster banana or the shiny banana, are listed at upwards of $200. Okay? Is it listed at $1,149? Whether or not they sell, as the amount remains to be seen, of course. Now, while some players may be looking to exploit the simple algorithm by clicking bananas to get rewards and is hard, Steam Cash, it seems that many are just trading lesser bananas for fun and getting out of the appearance that to be somewhat of a joke, right? So the meme has become an actual thing, right? So people are trying to make money off of this. My brain is like melting inside my head right now, okay, of the stupidity of games like this and whatnot. And the funny part is, Okay, it's a banana, right? And I think one of you guys made the joke, right? Sarge did, right? People are monkeys. Point proven. That's exactly right. Okay, like you are a monkey clicking on a banana. Okay, that you're doing this to see if you can get a different banana so you can make actual money in real world. There's plenty of ways to actually make real money in the real world, and clicking a fucking banana on a screen is not one of them. Okay, if you think you're going to become a millionaire because you're clicking on a banana, and you stop being whatever you're doing in your life, that's all I got to say. Okay, this is the most idiotic one. Actually, you know what? This is not the most. This is the most idiotic thing this week. Okay, because obviously we always see something else come along the way, right? This is one of the most stupidest things I've ever seen in my entire life, up to this point in my life, of June 18th of 2024. This is the stupidest thing I've seen up to this point in my life. Okay, where people are just clicking on a banana, trying to get other bananas so they can see if they can make $1,000 by selling to some idiot out there that's going to pay for a. It's an NFT. It's an NFT. I don't actually have thoughts about this, except this is so ridiculously stupid. Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about the clicking banana. Did you download it? Be truthful. Put it in the comment section down below if you actually downloaded this banana game and started clicking and bought something. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. It's only Tuesday. I can't do this. This is the dumbest thing I've seen. Okay. $1,000 for a banana skin. Kylo says, I'm at work while my bot is clicking away. You will spend more money. This is almost trying to find like Bitcoin, right? But the difference is Bitcoins actually can make you money, and this banana cannot. Right? You're having like coin farms. Someone's gonna have multiple things going around. They have like 12 computers in their house. They're paying more for electricity per day than they would make if they sold one goddamn banana. Sarge says, you're looking at the downward spiral of humanity. You better love to teach your kids magic. Otherwise, I'm coming for you. More people playing Elden Ring than Destiny 2 on Steam right now. All right, let's see what the banana game is at right now. Do they have it? Oh. Is it just called Banana? Is there another game popped up? It's just called Banana. In game right now, 884,469. $884,000. I wonder if the devs are using the game to farm something. It's just one guy. One guy created the game, and he might be. He might be. I want to buy Elden Ring, but I'm scared I'll play for 20 minutes and never play it again. So then don't buy it. Don't buy it and wait for it to go on sale. The DLC embargo just lifted. No shit, a lot of people are playing. Yeah, but what the embargo lifted, so everyone's super psyched. So they're going back to play. They got to get to the. They were waiting for the start gun. They're like, and it's good. Bam. And they're like, we gotta go back and play the other character. I want to play the DLC. So they ran for it, huh? What's the rating on it so far? You don't have to beat the game. You just have to beat the guy, the extra person, is it not? Oh, this just in. Cheating and exploiting undermine the integrity of our game. Over 600 Star Citizen accounts have been suspended for racking up in-game currency. Hey, look. FC24 is on EA Play now, which is on Game Pass now. What is that, 9 months? 9 months? After the game came out? I'll bring up the article in just a second. Here. Cheating and exploiting undermine the integrity of our game. Over 600 Star Citizen accounts have been suspended for racking up in-game currency. Okay, Star Citizen had a massive problem with cheaters exploiting systems to get more in-game currency for months now. But developer Cloud Imperium Games, have finally addressed the issue and suspended over 600 accounts. Right? Previously, players could get more Alpha United Earth credits through several exploits. The most prevalent being a simple duplicating ships to collect more items. And they also sell it for real money on eBay and elsewhere on the internet. To make matters worse, some cheaters didn't actually need to do as much for the end thanks to a bug which basically enables players to sell cargo more than once. Gamers gonna game, baby. Gamers gonna game. Here's a problem. When you try to make a game where you, the developer, are making a game where you make money yourself, okay, and you put an economy in the game, people are gonna find ways, as far back as SimCity back on the original Nintendo, will try to find ways to exploit a game. Okay? All the way up to now. Okay? The issue isn't just frustrating for players who have dedicated their own time to getting the right way. The influx of dodgy money is starting to break the in-game economy. Pull all the duplicate ships were beginning to clutter up servers and could tank other players' performance. Now, see, this is the problem when someone says, "Oh, what's the problem with cheating? What's the problem with cheating?" Doesn't affect you when I'm cheating, but it does. You see, just from that little thing. Okay, like you doing something in the game affects other people in the game, and people that are enjoying the game, other people that are enjoying the game, but they like to enjoy the game by cheating. They like the thing to try to make a quick buck. Little do these guys know they could just go click a banana, and they can also make thousands of dollars. They don't have to cheat at all. It's already there. You can just go click a banana to make $1,000. You don't have to go inside of Star Citizen. All right. I like Bungie's approach to exploits. It's their fault, not the players. So someone came up with something that said most players are just happy to see CIG do something and remedy the widespread issue. Some of them said the punishment, they're allowed to keep playing, but they're stuck in a special instance prison. And you can't be broken out, and they're forced to keep playing the prison gameplay until they pay back every cent they duped with merits. Other players said on Reddit. That'd be a good right? Those people would just either stay and serve their time, which is so fucking, or they just stop playing the game, right? Let's go on, Lurker. You suspend my account after I spend $40,000 on a ship in your game? I'm beating your ass or worse. Lurker says, good morning, 30 in chat. 700,000 gamers clicking bananas. Is that what kind of kids call it these days? Yeah, it's actually 884,000 people now, Lurker. Dolphin says Star Citizen equals ban. Bungie says give an emblem. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Oh, look at this. They're making a Valheim board game. Valheim, the board game. Okay. It's not out yet. Obviously. That's it? There's no actual stuff. There's a site called GameFound. It's not Kickstarter. It looks like Kickstarter. Man, it looks like Kickstarter. Maybe I should put my board game over here and see if it sells. Well, Dolphin, I thought they would show something. Like the board, the pieces. 15 seconds is a long time. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Arcade Classics. I think that was my favorite thing I saw there. IGN. Something must have happened. IGN gave it a 10. What happened to the 7s? What's going on? Altern says 15 seconds is a long time. Tell that to my girlfriend. There you go. Lurker says you can tell the board game is made by a software company. CGI trailer with no gameplay. Nice, Lurker. We get the... Okay, we have a review. Is this the review? Let's go listen to the IGN video review. Mind you, we don't watch IGN reviews or read IGN reviews anymore, but they gave it a 10. So I got to listen to what a 10 sounds like from IGN because we've never heard of this before. Okay, hold on a second.
When I gave Elden Ring a 10 2 years ago, I did so not just because it's an incredible game, but also because it raised the bar for open world games as a whole.
Who reviewed this?
When I gave Elden Ring a 10
Mitchell.
2 years ago, I did so not just because it's an incredible game, but also because it raised the bar for open world games as a whole. The way it encourages exploration, rewards curiosity, and challenges you to find your own individual solutions to difficult combat encounters by including tons of different viable weapons, spells, and other build options is absolutely exemplary. Now, From Software is back to raise the bar on everyone yet again. This time when it comes to what you would expect from a simple DLC. Shadow of the Erdtree may not do anything radically different from the base game, but this expansion somehow feels like a scaled down version of that same experience, recapturing all of the magic of playing Elden Ring for the first time with more content.
Wait a minute, they didn't change it up? So what? Is this considered DLC? I'm joking, by the way. It's been 2 years.
Packed within than many full-price games.
It's been 2 years, right? It's been 2 years since that game came out?
Unexpectedly large realm is filled with new secrets, new discoveries, a ton of new build options to experiment with, as well as some of the most challenging and unforgettable boss battles Souls fans will have ever seen. I strolled into Shadow of the Erdtree thinking that I was some kind of Elden Lord badass, having defeated Melania, Moog, Plasuda.
The reason we're watching this, okay, because I want to hear what a 10 sounds like from IGN, and 2, I don't believe there's a 10 video game out there. Whatever game that's out there, there's no such thing as a perfect anything. But that's just me.
Sax, the Elden Beast, and every other big threat around. My level 150 character was armed with fully upgraded gear and the maximum number of flasks, but let me tell you, it did not take very long for the realm of Shadow to humble me. Even though the only requirement to access the new areas is to beat Radahn and Moog, which, granted, is no small feat, you're gonna want to over-prepare before stepping foot into this new arena, because it is brutal. From Software definitely skirts the line between fair and unfair with some of the later boss designs in particular, perhaps getting closer than ever. But crucially, it never actually crosses that threshold, and that masterful tightrope walk, along with some truly spectacular boss design, results in some of the most thrilling and satisfying bosses Elden Ring and the entire Souls-like genre has to offer. It's not just the quality of those fights either. Erdtree has them in quantity too. According to our count, there are more than 40 bosses, with 10 of those being the big, showstopper fights that reward you with a remembrance upon defeat. Compare that to the more than 100 in the base game, and it's a significant chunk.
Tough crowd, there are no 10s. I don't believe there's a such thing as a perfect game, Jones. The person that gives a review, this is why I like ACG or Skill Up, because they give you the good points, the bad points, they break down a game, or whatever, any kind of review across the board, okay? They tell you the good points and bad points. Now, they could tell you it's a good game, okay? To me, if someone says it's a 9, to me, that's as close as perfect as you can get, okay? But to say a game is 10, and then so far we're 2 minutes and 37 seconds into the video, and he has yet to say any kind of thing negative.
When you bring up the map, it may not seem like the Realm of Shadow is that big, but it is incredibly dense because it's stacked in layers. Paths lead upwards towards ruins suspended in the sky, others delve deep beneath the surface, and some even put you in directions that you might not have believed you can even be pulled. You might find a hidden ladder tucked away in the far corner of a castle rampart, only to follow that trail for an hour before it eventually spills out into a totally new, otherwise inaccessible area. But even with all the discoveries to be made, I never felt lost or unsure of where I should go next. The main goal of this DLC is to follow the footsteps of the demigod Miquella, who left his flesh behind and fled to the Realm of Shadow. These footsteps are marked by large crosses that elegantly serve as subtle signposts to let you know when you're in the vicinity of a plot-critical path, without it ever feeling like your hand is being held as you're nudged in one explicit direction.
Were you guided here by kindly Miquella?
Apart from the main quest, there's a host of new NPCs, including 7 followers of Miquella that you'll encounter at various points in the journey. Each of them have their own small quest line that ties into the main story, and those can even have an effect on some of the later boss battles, depending on your actions.
Bale! Vile Bale! Oh, terror incarnate!
And while I consider myself a fairly casual enjoyer of Elden Ring's extensive lore compared to some of the scholars out there, even my limited knowledge of the deeper plot let me appreciate some of the fantastic, eye-opening revelations towards the end of the story that are well worth the effort of getting to. It took me about 25 hours or so to beat the final boss of Shadow of the Erdtree, but I could easily see myself putting in another 15 or 20 on just this.
What did he say? Oh, I missed it. I missed that part.
It took me about 25 hours or so to beat the final boss of Shadow of the Erdtree, but I could easily see myself putting in another 15 or 20 on just this one playthrough. I still have a handful of optional bosses I need to go back to cross off my list, areas on the map that I haven't fully explored, weapons and skills I haven't gotten to play around with yet, and side quests that I want to follow to completion. That's pretty much exactly like when I completed my review of the base game after about 80 hours, which makes sense because Shadow of the Erdtree is essentially a mini Elden Ring adventure. It condenses the whole experience down to something comparatively compact, all of it satisfyingly tuned specifically for endgame characters who thought they've seen it all. While I haven't had any holy shit moments of awe, like the first time I took the elevator down to the Shifra River, exploration and discovery throughout the Realm of Shadow is still a delight thanks to its stellar art design.
These games also look like the last generation titles, just saying. This game is actually pretty gorgeous when you're playing it, Dolphin. I don't know if you played it or not.
A great variety in the areas you get to explore, and the tantalizing rewards pretty much everywhere you turn. There are 8 brand new weapon types, ranging from throwing knives, to beast claws, to giant Odachi samurai swords. My favorite of the new arsenal, though, is the light greatsword, specifically the Milady. True to its name, the Milady has a very regal-looking moveset with combos that flow nicely into each other and hit hard, but are also relatively fast compared to—
Look at this rookie. He's got gear on. You could beat the whole game with no gear on.
Actual greatswords. For me, it's a sweet spot.
What a noob.
I actually swapped off of my powerful dual bandit curved sword bleed build to instead rock a strength and dexterity focused build using one of these, and found great success for the majority of the DLC. I experimented with a couple of other weapons as well, something that is possible thanks to the ample opportunities to collect a bunch more Ancient Dragon smithing stones of both the standard and somber varieties. However, in all my travels, I found that while the new weapon types are fun, I mean, there's certainly an appeal to going hand to hand against an army of hands, none of them ultimately measured up to the strength of the weapons I carried over from the base game.
Those must be AI generated. They have way more than 5 fingers.
It's totally possible that there are some talismans I was missing to really make the new one sing, but I was hoping to go through the entirety of Erdtree with a brand new build. Instead, I found myself swapping back to my bread and butter bleed build to get the kind of damage that I needed when the going got tough. Still, variety is the spice of life, and Erdtree is one hot dish. Not only are there a ton of new weapons, there are also plenty of new spells, Ashes of War, Spirit Ash summons, and talismans to cover an enormous range of different playstyles. There's now a talisman that enhances two-handed attacks, one that decreases spellcasting time dramatically, but causes you to take increased damage, another that increases the damage of abilities that involve
And that's what I'm talking about, Titan, right? A perfect game would be perfect. Like the guy from The Boys, right? Like, obviously, this is why I believe there's no such thing as a perfect game. And obviously, each their own, because someone might come into the game and think it's not. But at no time can you actually say that there's got to be some sort of issue or problem with the game, because no game, even game developers tell you, no game is perfect.
Stances,
right? And I get it. It's a 10. People click on it. People do the stuff. You know what I mean? It's more of a virtual thing.
And another skill that increases your damage every time you defeat an enemy. And yes, there are also plenty that are just better versions of very useful talismans that you probably already have. And there's no shame in sticking to what works. There are so many fun new builds that I couldn't help but wish that larval tears were a little more plentiful so I could respec.
I have a question though. Didn't he just say that he went to his bleed? There's so many new builds, but he said that he had to go back to his bleed build. Do you know what I mean?
My character a little more freely. I started to run out by the time I finished the campaign, and I still have a ton of different builds that I want to try. The journey through the Realm of Shadow is structured very similarly to the Lands Between, in that the map is split up into a number of different regions. Right from the get-go, you're able to head anywhere you want to. You could follow the initial Mikula Cross to the very first Legacy dungeon called Bellarat and deal with the new horrific scorpion enemies, or head across the bridge to the east and work your way over to the magic-filled Castle Ensis, where you have to deal with this jerk. Or you could find a way to bypass the need to go through
this more sounds like a strategy guide than it does a review.
Either of those and get straight to the Skadu Altus, which largely serves as the central hub of the Realm of Shadow. Then you could head directly towards the Shadow Keep, fighting your way to the top of it in order to take on one of the major bosses, or going through one of its other exits to explore otherwise inaccessible parts of the map. It's a liberating sense of freedom and the same masterclass level of open world design as the base game, just on a scale that isn't quite so vast. Of course, whether or not you should make a mad dash towards the Shadow Keep is another question entirely. Even though this is endgame content and you probably won't be leveling up quite as fast as you did in the original campaign, there's a separate power scaling system that only works while you're within the Realm of Shadow. Scattered throughout the lands are Skadu tree fragments that you can collect and turn in at sites of grace to increase your overall damage and resistances. Likewise, you can also find revered Spirit Ash blessings to increase the damage and survivability.
This doesn't sound like a review anymore.
Ability of your Spirit Ash summons. These are two very smart inclusions as they add a much needed sense of progression, a valuable reward for exploration, and something else to hunt for if you're getting wrecked by a boss and need to come back when you're stronger. All while cleverly preserving some of the original and game's balance if you're bravely tackling this DLC before circling back to beat the full game. From Software says that Shadow of the Erdtree is the only expansion Elden Ring will get, so it's fortunate that it's hard to imagine a better DLC than this, as long as you're not hoping for it to do anything radically outside the box. Everything that I loved about the original has been condensed into an incredibly tight package, one that's the size of many standalone games all on its own, and can only really be considered small in comparison to the absolutely massive world of Elden Ring itself. Erdtree is absolutely jam-packed with secrets, valuable treasures, challenging boss battles, and horrific monstrosities to face off against, as well as cool new weapons, spells, ashes of war, spirit ashes, talismans, and more to play around with and use to find even more novel ways to tackle its memorably brutal battles. Add on some very interesting lore revelations, not to mention the same spectacular visual design and stellar music that accompanies its larger-than-life bosses, and you've got what is certainly one of the best DLC expansions I've ever played.
Look, I'm not going to take away that it's good. I loved Elden Ring. I didn't beat it, but my gameplay experience, the graphics, the sound, the fighting, everything about it was good. Okay? And when I say good, take it if you want good, great, whatever. I had a fantastic time with it. Never beat the game, okay? But I enjoyed my time in the game. I would say that, again, a masterpiece to me. If you give a game a 9, that's as good as perfect. Okay, but there's flaws. There's always flaws. His video didn't tell me anything about, the game. He's just telling me how excited he was to play the game and he loved the first one. Right? I wonder if there is... Let's see. Elden Ring. Anybody else have a review up yet? Here we go. Skillups is, he's got it for 25 minutes. I don't know if I want to listen to him for 25 minutes. ACG have it. Man, he's got a 17-minute one. Game Racks, Iron. I guess we can. Yeah, I'll listen to. We'll listen to Skillup.
This video is brought to you by NVIDIA and Gigabyte Aorus's range of RTX 40 series GPUs, delivering super fast, super powered results in games like Alan Wake 2 and Ghost of Tsushima on PC. Click the link below to see how NVIDIA and Gigabyte hardware will transform the way you play, or stick around to the end of the video to learn more. Before we begin, just a note on spoilers, since I know how much this stuff matters in a game like this. I'm going to be showing you only the first 2 major bosses. One of them you might have seen in the previews, the other one was spoken about in the previews. The remaining 8 major bosses I'll leave you to discover for yourself. I will show you some, but not all, of the minor bosses you find in the minor dungeons or whatever. I'll show you some of the map regions, but not the more secret areas that are harder to stumble upon, and I won't show you any of the late game regions, since they too are best discovered for yourself. As always, if you'd like to avoid all spoilers, then don't watch any reviews. If you're extra cautious but still curious, then consider listening to this video as you would a podcast. But if you're okay with seeing a few things, then I'm confident this video won't give too much away. Difficult to think of a non-MMO expansion more anticipated than this one. The closest I can think of is Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, but that was very different because that was, for many people, a chance to give Cyberpunk a second chance. Phantom Liberty promised to fix, augment, or expand many of the game's systems and features that were lacking in the base game. Many people who booted up that expansion thought to themselves, will this be the Cyberpunk experience I was promised? Will this deliver where the base game did not? It's a very different starting point here for Elden Ring's first and only expansion, Shadow of the Erdtree.
I already like his review much better because he's already set a tone, right? He's already set a tone.
Here, when people boot up this expansion, they're asking themselves, how do you make Elden Ring better? Like, how do you do that? How do you take one of the greatest video games ever made and improve it?
You add more of the same, right? That's how you do any game that's really good. How do you make the best game better? You just add more stuff that people like to do in the other game.
That seems like an impossible task, but it's one that FromSoft have faced and failed many times over their storied 38-year history. They have done it again here in Shadow of the Erdtree, an expansion that is so expansive that is 2 to 3 times larger than most standalone games in this genre. The new
That's a bonus, right?
Region, the Shadowlands, delivers the same sense of breadth and scale that we experienced in the Lands Between, but delivers that in a more condensed form factor. Crucially, some of the regions are among the most dense and intricate that FromSoft have ever delivered, labyrinthine in their layouts and rewarding curious exploration in a way that few games can match. The combat sandbox is expanded with 8 new weapon categories, a range of new spells, and a number of seals and talismans that will subtly but notably expand buildcraft opportunities. The boss encounters are almost all exceptional. Some of them do feel a little familiar, but most of them combine setting, narrative, and mechanics to incredible effect, and the last boss is some serious bullshit, in a good way. It is definitely one of the hardest encounters that Elden Ring delivers, potentially even the hardest, but I'll let the community be the judge of that. Interestingly, I found the narrative shone through here in a way that was easier to connect with than in the base game. Much of Elden Ring's narrative was buried in quest lines, but here the pursuit of Mikola is itself a compelling mystery that kept me engaged from the first moment to the last. I really don't have that many criticisms of Erdtree, to be honest with you. Some minor stuff about the world being a little more tricky to navigate here or there, and some damage scaling stuff at the back end of the game. Minor things. I do, however, think at least a little bit about the goals of this expansion and what those goals might have been instead. What I mean by this is, the goal of Erdtree is to provide more Elden Ring, and in this regard...
Right. The thing of any DLC is to provide more of what you already liked in that game. That's any expansion.
Erdtree is an...
That's why Borderlands 2 was such beloved, because they were just adding more of what you already loved about Borderlands into Borderlands.
Qualified success. But what if the goal of this expansion was to deliver experiences that you couldn't get in the main game? What if the goal was to remix aspects of exploration, combat, buildcraft, or boss design? Erdtree doesn't do much of that, and I do think there were some missed opportunities where FromSoft could have brought more innovation to bear. But that is, again, not a criticism. That's just a thought exercise about what could have been when what's here is so much. At least 50 hours of content, all of it just...
How much is this game? How much is the game? Is it 40 bucks, 50 bucks? It's not a full price game, right? The expansion's like $40?
as memorable and affecting as what you experienced the very first time you stepped foot in the lands between. Miyazaki said of Erdtree that he wanted us to again feel that sense of discovery, and you do. You absolutely do. Shadow of the Erdtree is FromSoft's victory lap, conscious that what they delivered the first time around was so extraordinary that no one is going to say no to a second helping of it.
Yeah, see, that is phenomenal pricing, right? Think about what we just talked about in the very beginning of the show, right? With Starfield, with the one mission costing $7, okay? And yet this 40 to 50 hour expansion cost $40. Right, instead of $80 for a monkey glove.
Shadow of the Erdtree begins here at Mohg's palace. Mohg has been trying to reanimate the cocoon body of Miquella, but Miquella has abandoned his flesh and now resides in the Land of Shadow, a space separate from the lands between. There, a darkened and festooned Erdtree looms over the horizon, a shadowy inversion of the world above. Here, Miquella journeys forth in search of someone or something, his steps guiding yours as you pursue him from the gravestone plains to the most secret and unknowable reaches of the Land of Shadow. Shadow of the Erdtree is not a sequel to Elden Ring, nor is it an epilogue to events that happened in the main game. It's its own standalone experience that happens alongside your quest to become the Elden Lord.
Okay.
Having said that, there are many story elements and characters that are shared between what transpires in the lands between and the Land of Shadow. Indeed, one of the best parts of Erdtree is how much it expands upon much of the lore we discovered as we explored the lands between. I'm far from a lore expert, but even I found myself able to make connections and discoveries that deepened my understanding and appreciation of this world. Part of that comes from the fact that Shadow of the Erdtree is much more heavy-handed with its narrative without going into the territory of delivering a traditional narrative like we see in most other games. If you've played any FromSoft games, you'll surely know what I mean by that. FromSoft games all have a narrative, but its delivery is very circumspect through allusion, through mutterings of crestfallen NPCs, through architecture and flavor text on items. It's more engaging than most narratives in most video games, but you really have to work to uncover it, assisted in no small part by the lore YouTubers who study it more closely than most of us have time to do. Elden Ring adopted the same approach to storytelling, though it did have a number of quest lines that provided a lot of exposition. The main quest line, though, was kind of just become the Elden Lord, and it would have been easy to miss a lot of the game's storytelling if you were singularly focused on that goal.
Which most people did.
It's rather different here in Shadow of the Erdtree. Before you even step into the Land of Shadow, you're told that you're to pursue Miquella. When you arrive, one of the first things you see is one of Miquella's crosses, splinters of light that denote where Miquella sheds certain parts of his flesh. At these locations, you'll often meet NPCs or find notes left behind, each of them talking about their relationship to Miquella or providing a report on their progress as they pursue him. Both you and almost everyone else you meet is there to not only find Miquella, but to understand what he's doing here in the Land of Shadow. That gives Shadow of the Erdtree a lot of narrative pull, far more so than the base game delivered. The entire thing feels like a mystery where you're following the clues that Miquella left behind, conversing and theorizing with other NPCs as you all try to solve the enigma that is Miquella. What's so deft about this is that it never strays too far from the classic FromSoft approach to story.
Here's the thing I like about Skill Up. He doesn't give a score, right? He just gives you like recommends and whatnot. Same with ACG. I hate the scoring system. I know a lot of people have changed their scoring system, like Kind of Funny just changed their scoring system to 20 or whatever it was. We've always broke it down. I think I've heard enough with this. Obviously, it's a fantastic DLC added on to the already fantastic game. Most companies when they give reviews, they should give you, and again, we've said this before on GXG multiple times. If you base it out of like 100, not just 10. Okay, because you have to give, like, if it's 10, then you have to give, like, point system of points, right? Like 0.01 of whatever. Okay? If it's 100 score and you're giving a score, then you can say, well, the gameplay is a 1 out of 10 type of thing, right? And that would say, so gameplay would take 10 points and audio would take 10 points, and you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? To equal whatever the main score is. And then you say audio is fantastic. So if you're a person that loves games, you're like, oh, I really like soundtracks and audio. Does it have a good soundtrack? Does it have a good ambiance to it? Does it have good art direction? Does it have good... And you break all of this down, and then when someone looks at it and says, oh, it's a 10, you're like, oh, that's perfect. It's 100 out of 100, which wouldn't happen, right? But I do like reviewers like Skill Up, like ACG, where they give you their thoughts and they just tell you, yeah, it's good. It's a good buy. Okay? Instead of this score of it's perfect, it's shit, you know, type of thing. It's don't buy it right now. Don't buy it at launch. It's a must-have. It's a rental, right? Wait for it to come on Game Pass type of stuff. Now, a lot of people don't like Souls games because of the difficulty level. But that is why it's so popular. Because when you fight, and maybe this is from being just coming from a younger generation of when gaming started. Gaming was hard in the beginning, right? There wasn't a difficulty level for games. It was just the game. Okay? Not until later down the road did they start adding easy, medium, hard mode type of stuff. So when you play a game and then you defeat the boss after you died 15 times, 20 times, 3 hours of your life, you're doing something, and all of a sudden you beat it, you're so frustrated and so angry at that point, but at the same time, you're so, like, oh my god, it feels so good. You're like, that's the lovely part about video games, back in the day anyway, right? Now gaming is just all over the place as far as, like, farm sims and simulations and stuff like that, but video games that were boss fights or whatnot, and you beat the boss or beat the game after a certain amount of times after you died and all that stuff, that is what people loved about video games. But then they're like, oh, well, not everyone can do it. Not everyone can beat the game, so they made it, well, there's an easy mode. There's a hard mode. There's a normal mode. There's where you have extra lives, where you can have 99 lives, because we don't even feel bad, because if you lose all your lives, you can't finish the game. Like, that's what type of games that people liked. And that's, as we are here today, you know, I started in 1981, okay, playing Atari Bowling, okay, and now with games like this, they're gorgeous, right? They're beautiful, and I understand the appeal to the Dark Souls games and to what Elden Ring is. I just don't like playing. I loved Elden Ring more than the Souls games that I tried in the past, because I don't have the time to sit there and get that frustration and whatnot, but I loved Elden Ring because of the exploration. I like the open world aspect of it and the boss fights. I like killing the bosses and just in the world and explore and find hidden things and collect the stuff. That's what I liked about Elden Ring. I never beat it. Never beat it. I probably never will. But I still think it's a fantastic game. I would 100% recommend Elden Ring for anybody, because it's a good game. There was no guides back then? Well, there were guides. They sold them to you, right? They sold them to you. The whole strategy guide stuff. There was a whole market. Me and Sarge never bought those. Right, Dark Souls games are a badge of honor. Show the skill, the game achievement to compare to yourself with others. I don't even think it's about to compare with others. I think it's just a personal thing, right? I want to beat this. You come across that first boss, you die a couple times, you learn, right? That's why I like Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter, I thought, was a fantastic Monster Hunter World, specifically, right? I really love Monster Hunter World because as you fight and learn to lose, you're learning to make yourself better. Every time you die, you learn something new. Okay, you're like, well, there's that tell from that monster. There's that tell from this boss, right? And that's what I like about these type of games, where you're like, oh, all right, well, when he does this, I know that I have to dodge. Or when he does he hesitates for a second, takes a step forward, and then he's gonna do his thrust, right? That's the type of stuff. It's countering, it's being patient, it's learning from your mistakes, and then when you beat it, you're like, yes. And then once you beat it, it's easy for you, right? Because you beat it. Now you're trying to beat it again faster, right? That's what people love about this. I would if you wanted to, Akuta Papa, if you wanted to work together. I have no problem doing that. Yeah, we could do an Elden Ring night if you wanted to. Right? If we could do boss fights with a group of people, like with 2 of us or 3 of us, I'd be okay with that just for fun. It would be the base game though, because I'm not gonna get the DLC. Even if you're frustrated with Dark Souls, mechanics is difficult, would you still recommend it? It all depends on what type of gamer you are, Drummond, right? Like, so if you're a person that gets frustrated real easy, and you just don't want to push, you just want to beat the game. If you just want to sit down, play a game from point A to point B, and be done with it, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're a person, a gamer that likes to push yourself and feel good about yourself, like you're going to feel like shit because you can't beat it, and then you're going to get better and better and better and better, and then you're going to beat it, and you're going to like, man, this is good, then I do recommend it. I would recommend it. Monster Hunter World is one of those favorite games of all time. It's not a Monster Hunter player before that game. Either was I. I didn't know anything about Monster Hunter. I played Monster Hunter World, and I was like, man, this game is good. I'll be busy for the next couple weeks, Akuta Papa. I'm leaving next week. I got this week, the remainder of this week, Monday next week, Tuesday next week, morning, and then I'm gone for a week. So, and then I come back for 10 days, and then I'm gone again. So this summer I'm busy. You could not pay me to play from soft game, but I can easily see the beauty and appeal. Yeah, if you're not a person that likes to get your ass beat and then learn from that, I would not recommend a FromSoft game. But if you wanted to get into FromSoft, I would recommend getting into Elden Ring first. It's a much better experience than going into a Souls game. This reminds me of Jay Shockblast's Cuphead. Cuphead's another game that you bash your head in until you figure it out, and then it's just a pattern. I go over here, I go over here. Okay, he starts to fighting over here. Right? You just learn the ways. If you like games where you repeat to run because you didn't do it very well, even like a platform game, then you'll probably get hooked. Not all cool games that look great are a type of game that all people can play. Right. But this game particularly, and chat, back me up here, right? Those of you guys that play Dark Souls and all those other Souls-like games, Elden Ring is, I would say, the gateway to get into those games. If you've never played those games, Elden Ring would ease you in better than other games in the past of the franchise and whatnot. Z says, I love Elden Ring because of the exploration. That's why I loved it. The self-contained instance repeat. Like, I love the fact that you can just explore and then come across someone and then you fight that person, right? And the weapons that you find. That's what I loved about it. Many of you that doubt yourself in a Souls game, Elden Ring might still be fun for you, especially if you do co-op with friends. Yeah, it's a much easier game. right? You can level up your character inside Elden Ring and get better and better gear and different stuff without ever beating the game. Elden Ring is a gateway drug confirmed. It really is. It really is. I had no interest in Elden Ring, or I'm sorry, any FromSoft game in the past. I was just like, I've outgrown that personally as a gamer. I'm just like, I don't want the frustration anymore, right? I had my time with games in the past. And then Elden Ring came out, and I was like, I remember being on stream, and we were watching the review process and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, there's an open world? I was like, oh, and you could find you could find different weapons and different things, and could do different builds all the time, and you can change. I was like, I think I'm gonna get it. I absolutely adored it, right? I adored it, right? And I'm gonna I'll admit to you, I'm not the best player, okay? But there's some boss fights. There was this one boss fight I had. He's on an outskirt island. I forget the guy's name. He's like I don't even know what he was. I think I have a clip of it somewhere. But we played, okay? And I had him down. I mean, his health was a bee's dick away for me to kill him. And then he stabbed me and I lost. I was like, ah. I've never gone back to kill him. I was beating him. I learned my lesson from what he was doing over and over. And I was like, I'm going to get him this time. And I got him. And then I died. Actually, no. I think we went back with first. I think First Loser helped me beat him. And I was like, it just feels good. If I have, I might have the clip. Did I get rid of it recently? I went through my computer a couple weeks ago and went through it. Is it on my other channel? Oh no, because I got rid of everything on the 30 and Gaming channel. I forget where the hell I saw it. Just recently too. I'll see if I can find it. Maybe bring it up tonight. Tonight we're gonna be playing Fallout 76. They got the new update that came out. We're gonna play that. Check it out. Check out the new area. Do the weekly reset and whatnot. In Elden Ring, can you skip certain bosses that give you a difficulty? Yeah, so it's an open world game. You'll come across bosses that are right in front of you. Like as soon as you come out of the entranceway of the tutorial area, you will have a boss fight that you can just ignore and come back later when you're better or more powerful, right? There's plenty of things to do or go around. Damn, you're all about to make me go buy Elden Ring? That's right, Z. That's right. Elden Ring is not going to give you the DLC sniper rifle and walk through the level. This is a perfect example, though, Eclipse, of make a game, sell a game, right? Make a game, put their blood, sweat, and tears into that game, right? And just, like, love what you make. And then when you put that game out, people will see it and go, wow, this is a good game. Thursday night. Thursday night is the podcast GXG. We're doing one this week, and then we're off the following week. And then I think I'm back in time for the next show. Yeah, I think it would take a little bit. We could do that. Could I take that mission again? Or I guess I would have to make a new character. I could go back one time, Z, and play it with no mods on and stuff like that. I still think it's not worth the $7, even if it adds an additional like 10, 15 minutes, right? Even if it's like a 40-minute mission. $7 seems like a little steep for that small mission. You know what I mean? I think for those type of missions, if you're a person that's played Starfield and you have nothing left to do, you want to pick it up, sure. But it's not going to give you that much extra time. You know what I mean? You could wait until they come out with more missions. There's plenty of stuff to do. You could do the same type of... You could find a mission, right? The Tracker Alliance mission, without doing that main mission off the board. You could just go around trying to find people. You could go to Neon, scan for someone, and all of a sudden you'll see them... that there's a mission with them. Right? It's just random. Right. $2, $3, right? I personally wouldn't rather see any of that. I would rather them combine all the Tracker Alliance missions, and just like the Crimson Fleet, or just like the UC missions or the Vanguard missions, if it's 10 missions, sell me a entire grouping of stuff and then charge that as DLC. Don't nickel and dime me for one mission. All right. Anything else happening on Twitter before we say our piece for the rest of the day? Become the recruiter by taking on the mantle. The recruiter outfit is now available to purchase in the shop for a limited time only on Tom Clancy. Ooh, guys, you gotta stop what you're doing right now and go to Division 2 for the non-content content. Okay, and purchase that. I just noticed they added some good shit. Game Pass. Yeah, they have. They added the FC soccer. They added a bunch of things actually. Like 6, 8 new games or whatever. That Marvel Collection's on PlayStation 4 and Steam. The Capcom one, that's also going to be on, that was on Nintendo Direct, the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Is it not coming to Xbox? Those sons of bitches. Come on, Mr. Popo. Oh no, here it is. It says right here. Marvel vs. Capcom. Gonna take you right back to the arcade of Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. 7 legendary games on Super Heroic Collection coming to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Steam. Not coming to Xbox. Which I find funny though, it's not coming to PlayStation 5 either. It's just coming to PlayStation 4. I fucking love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Okay, so here's a guy talking about one of the missions that it's on the Creation Club. This sounds fucking cool. I might download this one. There's a creation called Useful Brigs, okay, that allows you to capture knocked out criminals, arrest them, and store them in the brig, which you can then sell them for ransom at the town. That's exactly what I'm looking for if it's a bounty hunter, right? Right? You like make your own stories. Right? That right there is a free mod. Right? There it is. Useful Brigs. Knock out NPCs using EM equipment. Use the interaction options. Send to Brig. I recommend using the mod with Neon Lethal Framework and Patch. This will require that they restrain NPCs before you send them to the Brig. If you have enough Brig space, the prisoners assigned at bed 1 prisoner per bed. Bed 2. Okay, so you can actually make a brig bed. You can make a brig. Okay, get notifications informing you if the prisoner gear is moved to the player's cargo, so you aren't missing out on the loot. Okay. Well, there you go. Otherwise, why have a jail in your ship? Yeah, that's just another thing. I'm telling you, some of the mods that they're coming out with, man, are fantastic for Starfield. Let me see what else we got here. Update for Starship Troopers is out. I gotta go back and play that one day. Oh, Sarge, you have Starship Troopers, right? We could play Starship Troopers one night for shoot 'em up. Shoot the shit. Right, we played together. I forgot that you have it. All right, it's that time of the day. I am done for today's this morning, this afternoon, or whatever you want to call it. We'll be back tonight for some Fallout 76 gameplay. We'll be playing the new missions, the new expansion pack that they added to the new map area of Fallout 76. So if you want to come and watch that, talk to us while we're playing, come on out. We'll be doing that tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on 30NSG. We'll be back tomorrow for some more gaming news and having conversations about topics. Other than that, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.